Hey, hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome back to another movie review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing Angel Has Fallen, and as usual I'm quickly gonna go through the story of this movie to tell you in short what the movie is all about. Then I'm gonna share my own opinions and thoughts about this movie, so in case you didn't watch it, one big spoiler alert across the screen. And yeah, just click away from this video and come back after you watch a movie if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to, it's totally okay. But if you really are interested in my opinions and thoughts about this movie right now, then stay with me till the end of this video and let's get started. Alright guys, Angel Has Fallen is a action/drama type of a movie released in 2019, and what I didn't know before watching this movie is that there are two other Fallen movies before this one. In 2013, Olympus Has Fallen has been released, and then in 2016 they made London Has Fallen, and in 2019 they released Angel Has Fallen. And now what confuses me the most is that I don't know, are these two previous movies prequels or sequels to Angel Has Fallen, or is it every movie for itself or whatever. I just have no information about that because, like I said, until today I didn't even know that there are two other movies, Fallen movies, before this one. So that's a little bit confusing, but what I do know is that all the actors are almost the same in the main roles. Actually, they are identical in the main roles in previous two movies, and the stories are always going around the same thing, and everything is pretty much on the same concept. So yeah, I think every movie is for itself, and it's just kind of remake to every previous movie. So yeah. Anyways guys, the story of Angel Has Fallen follows our main character in this movie, Mike Began, and he is the best bodyguard of Mr. President. Shit goes down really quickly when one day Mr. President is fishing on the lake, and all of his bodyguards are outside covering him, taking care of him, watching around so he does not get assassinated or attacked or whatever. And unfortunately exactly that happens. Bunch of drones get released from the van by the traitors, and the entire team has been wiped out. All the bodyguards died except Mike Began, which is the only bodyguard that's left, and he actually saved the Mr. President. After that, Mike ends up in the hospital, cuffed in the handcuffs, and they tell him that there's been an attempt of assassination on the president, and that he's the only one who survived, and that's where they get suspicious, and they actually think that Mike tried to kill Mr. President. And Mike says that he did not try to kill the president, that they are crazy, that he would never do something like that. But again, everything is a setup. Somebody betrayed him, and everything is so well set up that nobody really believes him. And for the rest of the movie, he just tries to prove that he's innocent, and there are traitors inside the agency who are trying to kill Mr. President. It turns out that those traitors are some of his close friends, actually one of his closest friends, and they teamed up with how do you call that? The person who is under president. Anyways, if president dies, that person becomes president. I don't know how you call that, but anyways, yeah, that guy wants to become a president and start a war with Russia, and he paid these guys from the private military, which are led by Mike's best friend, and he betrays him. So yeah, that's pretty much what the story goes all around. And like I said, I didn't watch previous two Fallen movies, so I can't say if this movie is the best one in the series, or is it just copy-paste or whatever. So I'm gonna review this movie from the perspective I saw it, and because this is the only Fallen movie in the series I saw, I can't say that it was bad, because it wasn't. Maybe it's gonna be trash if I go back and look at the previous two movies, who are maybe 10 times better than this one. But as far as I got, like I said, everything is pretty much made on the same concept. There is always President in the role of Morgan Freeman, which is, by the way, one of my favorite actors. Yeah, it's pretty much all on the same concept. Every movie is pretty much on the same concept, and Angel Has Fallen was a great movie. It was a great action movie. If you want to see a movie that has interesting scenario with some real tough good action, and when I say real tough good action, I mean it. Like, I mean, it wasn't on the John Wick level action. It wasn't good as the John Wick is, but again, John Wick cannot be compared to this movie, but this was one really good shooter movie. Like pretty much entire movie is just shooting the bad guys and killing them in all possible ways. Now this movie is not too brutal, but there are some brutal scenes, and I love the realism and like the tactical way they fight. You know, there is a lot of tactics, real military tactics shown in this movie, and how people fight each other. And this movie will just keep you pumped up. The camera angles are one of the best in the movies like this I've seen so far. I remember there is a scene when they're like breaching doors and going room by room, and the camera is put from the bird perspective, and it follows them from up there, and you get to see the clean shot on everything they're doing, and the music in the background is so blood pumping and just pure action, like pure tactical action. It feels like you're watching some really good SWAT type of a movie with like real soldiers in it, with real trained people and tacticals, man, that are prepared for this situation. Did I just say tacticals, man? Does that word really exist? Well, if it does exist now, for sure. Anyways, I think this was a great action film, and if you're a fan of action films, but not those unrealistic action films that have really unrealistic stunts, this movie was realistic, very realistic in my opinion. A lot of times you'll see all the characters, even those who are not important, just in the background fighting. All of them are recorded from up close. The movie kind of makes you think that all the characters are actually important, because they actually are, because one man can fight off 50 other, and they all work together as a team, and you kind of get to feel that teamwork in this movie. The movie really does show you that side, and like I said, when it zooms on the characters' faces that almost never talk in the movie or whatever, some of them don't even talk, they just pop up randomly, the movie just puts all the attention for those few seconds in that character that never talk, doesn't have a name or whatever. It's just soldier fighting other guys. It's not one of those movies where guys just shoot, don't have to reload or whatever. No, this is well thought choreography, well done action. And there is one scene when Mike is fighting other guys, he runs out of ammo, and he quickly reloads and then takes the grenade from the other guy's vest and throws it. The grenade explodes and he just keeps shooting, hiding, and you can see all the bullets hitting the wall, and the effects of bullets hitting the wall and sound effects are really well done. It felt like some sort of a very cool action video game to me. Also, some of the effects, like buildings collapsing and some of the fire effects, were pretty terrible in this movie. I got to admit that. Feels like it's been done with some amateur program that can be downloaded from the internet for some middle price. That's kind of how some of the effects felt, so they kind of stab you in the eye here and there. But all the other effects beside those building collapsing effects and fire effects were pretty good. Even though some fire effects, there is a scene in the forest where Mike goes and seeks help from his father that abandoned him years ago, and he just detonates a bunch of TNT and everything goes up and there is a lot of boom and explosions. For example, fire effects were there very well done because of the dark surrounding. But I don't know what happened with those daylight fire effects and buildings collapsing. One of my favorite scenes probably was the final fight between the Mike and the main traitor, main villain in this movie. He actually is not the main villain, but he's under the main villain. And I like the knife fight, the ending knife fight and the finisher where he just stabs him in the subclavian artery. Just seeing the blood dripping down his body was so epic. Like I said, this movie is like watching real soldiers, tactically trained people fighting, and I just love how he goes for the subclavian artery under his arm and just stabs him in the armpit. And that's it. The guy's dead. It takes literally few minutes to bleed out, because that's how it really is in real life. If you get stabbed in the subclavian artery, you're gonna bleed out in like 2 to 5 minutes maximum. And that was so good. I like how this movie focused on the realism. You can see characters in this movie get tired. You can feel their adrenaline, their fear when they take cover. I remember there is also a scene when a bunch of guys shooting on one soldier, actually on a bunch of soldiers, and bullets are hitting the glass, and all the glass is like falling on him. And I don't know, maybe you don't know, but that's very dangerous. If you're behind the cover and bullet hits the glass and the glass explodes and goes all around you, it can cut you really easily and you can get badly injured. And there is this guy just under the concrete block hiding, and there is the glass falling on him, and he just closes his eyes and gets really stiff trying to hide from all the danger that's coming on him. So it was very well choreographed and very well thought out action, and very good movie with a good scenario, with characters that felt very alive to me, and I've really enjoyed this movie. It's a good action movie, so if you want to see really good action, tactical action movie, I totally recommend you to check out Angel Has Fallen. I maybe will watch Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen, and I bet these previous two movies are also great. But I can't tell because, again, I didn't watch them. But this movie was really good, and for a person who just watched only one film in the series, I can say that this was very, very well done movie. Anyways, guys, I think I said everything I wanted about this movie pretty much. And if you enjoyed this movie review, then go ahead and leave a like, share, comment, or subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally okay. You can join my Chris Facebook group. I post all kind of stuff over there, and you can ask any questions. You can leave any questions on my as.fm. Link is also down below in the description. So if you have any questions for me, just go ahead and leave them over there. I'll answer as soon as I see them. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support. I love you, and I'll definitely see you in the next videos. Chris out.